On this episode of A Dash of Cumin, we're barbecuing pork tenderloin. Matthew takes us outside and into his comfort zones of direct and indirect heat as he discusses the use of various fuel sources and the role of thermodynamics when grilling, along with his time-tested tips to achieve that perfect mouth-watering flavor just in time for summer. Welcome to our kitchen!
Hello barbecue aficionados, it's Matt again. Today I want to go over a very sensitive topic for a lot of men. Do you have a lot of gas? If so, you may be one out of millions of people suffering from propane usage. Now, in most cases we can make fun of it. Heck, I can sometimes even imitate Hank Hill and say, I have propane and propane accessories. But in reality, it makes barbecuing very difficult, and in some ways, emasculating. Because, let's put it this way, if you're not using real hardwood, fire, and smoke and heat and manliness, it kind of feels like you're just blowing hot air. We're going to show you how to actually dress up a nice pork tenderloin, get it prepared for some barbecue on a Propane Webber Grill. This right here are two beautiful trimmed pork tenderloins. Now remember that pork tenderloin is one of the leanest cuts of pork that there is out there. So there's not a lot of fat on this to begin with. The key is the silver skin. That's because that is still part of a membrane that needs to be removed, and it is also part of the fascia that's on top of these cuts of meat. And what you want to make sure you do is just get rid of all of that on there, because what that tends to do is curl the meat a little bit when it cooks and kind of makes it look a little, just unsightly. I didn't do an A+ job. I kind of did like a B job or something. As the Spanish say, que ever. One of the best things you're going to use is what's called a binder. It's binding the other dry rub ingredients onto your meat. And for that, I'm using a generic mustard-based barbecue sauce. I'm in here all nice and, with our hands and stuff. Or as I say in the Carolinas, with our hands. All right, I'm just going to get in here because I can edit this video, wash my hands, come back again. So I'm going to get in here with my hands and start, rubbing this down. And as they say, if you rub my butt, you can pull my pork. Also remember, too, if you're going to smoke something, what does smoke adhere to? Moisture. If you don't want it as smoky, dry it out a little bit ahead of time. If you're going to smoke, smoke them while you got them. I don't condone tobacco use. In fact, I want the tobacco department to be destroyed. And we shall use metric. The end. Except Celsius. Okay, hands are all clean. Now let's go and tend to our grill. Come a little close, let's find out. All right, we're going to lift this thing up. Get ready. Woo-wee. Not a real pleasant sight. And we didn't clean the grill. Oh, darn. Well, here's how we're going to fix it. We're going to just let this thing get real hot, which we just did. We're going to grab one of these little grill rescue thingies because we don't believe in eating metal with our meat. We're going to start scrubbing this down. Get a good arm workout, Do your reps. Now we're going to close this back up. So this thing's running a little hot right now. We're going to let her cool down a little. In fact, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit more, because I don't have a lot of propane left, and I just can't throw charcoal on this. I'd have to go out to a store in some regulated fashion and give them the old container back, and they have to give me another container back, and it's what a waste of time interacting with people. You could just grab a pack. Okay, well, I'm supposed to make you feel like this is something you want to adopt, and just bear with me. This isn't my element, but I'm going to try my best here, because, a barbecuer should be able to adapt to any situation. Whether you run out of meat, whether you run out of flame, you should be able to hunt down your own and, pull it down from the tree and rip it off. Okay, my rambles have gone on for long enough. Let's get down to business. We have our two pork tenderloins, beautifully prepped and glazed over. So let's show you how it's done. First thing we're going to do is get our spice rub together. Now, the easiest thing to do for spice rubs, because you're going to be combining tablespoons, teaspoons, whatever. How are you going to get them all to shake together? Just put them in a plastic container, shake the damn thing up. It's that easy. Tablespoon of kosher salt, tablespoon of cracked black pepper, tablespoon of red pepper flakes, about a teaspoon of paprika, and a teaspoon of something else. I can't remember. Oh, granulated garlic. And we're just going to shake this on top. So these are ready. So we're going to show you the cheating way here of getting these little wood chips to work. And if you notice, I'm using hickory, which is the wood of Virginia barbecue. A couple of these And if you notice, I did not pre-soak these. You don't need to. So we're gonna put this together. You're gonna create yourself like a little basket here. Fold it from the sides down a little bit. They don't want to make this too compact in size. You're gonna have at least enough lengthwise. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what, Bobby. Because you want it to be long enough to actually fit on the flavorizers. So there is little tiny holes throughout. And all this is going to do is just allow the smoke to escape and go all over the meat. You can see these flavorizer bars. Put the packet over these bars here. Now the key to this is you got to put over the bars that are active. This one over here is dead. So you put it over there, you're doing barbecue like they do in Cleveland. Okay, we're going to put this back on top. Blow off our mess. Get your meat on your tongs. And you're gonna put it on the indirect side. Okay, come here, come here. You gotta see this. Come here. Okay. Now there are two types of grilling. The high grilling, okay, is when you put it directly on the flames. When you're barbecuing, you're gonna do an indirect style, where the flames are. Flames are on this side, okay? Smoke's on this side. It's gonna waft in the oven-y part here and then come down on top of your meat. So you're gonna do the same thing with your meat. This thing is not bellowing out the smoke like I had prognosticated because, again, I'm a country boy and this is a city equipment and I don't know how this shit works, okay? It probably needs flow charts and, board meetings to operate or something, I don't know. So it's not bellowing out the smoke, all right? It's just a little bit coming in, but we'll keep this closed. All right, so a couple things were happening there. All right, let's play that again, all right? So already we're seeing smoke coming out of this thing. All right, it's moving in here. It's doing its things, rotating inside because it's got this thermal convectional oven thing, mission quest physics going on. At some point in time, the meat will stop taking on any extra smoke. And no matter how much smoke you pour on it, it's not gonna get any more smokier than it is. Okay. So as you can see here, we're smoking. We're smoking hard. This is, glorious. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes since our last time that we were out here checking it and smoke was billowing out, and look what difference just a couple minutes make. That little packet burnt itself out. It was a little packet that could. And it got a bunch of smoke into the meat, into the air, onto my clothes. It's a good day. So we are only 10 degrees of separation from Mr. Kevin Bacon in there. And we're gonna let these guys rest inside in the kitchen because it's a little too cold out here. They'll actually lose their temperature a little. Keep them wrapped, let them sit for 15, 20 minutes. Don't touch them. This is where you can start making your sides. You can start doing what you want with it. All right, welcome back. Here we are in the kitchen. We took our pork tenderloins off the grill. We checked them for internal temperature. They were reading like 159, 158. Good enough for me. Okay, now time for the pig reveal. I couldn't. And already I can smell that smoke. Oh, you can see the steam coming off. So these are still, they're piping hot. Here we go. We're gonna cut into the side here. I'm gonna get my knife at a nice little angle so that I can make a nice beautiful cut. We've got this guy here to kind of help guide it. This is just a little kitchen etiquette, 102. Now look at that. You can see a little bit of pink right at the bottom down there, closer to the bottom of the camera. But that is a great sign of a well-cooked piece of pork. I'm gonna take a slice right now. Let's go in. Oh yeah. Oh. It's so good. Sweet baby Teddy Roosevelt, that is good. Okay. Compose yourself. Remember what they taught you at acting school? I'm a kitten, you're a kid. We're back. This is fantastic. You can see it up here. But way up close here, there's a little bit of juice squeezing out of the corner there. So yeah, it's juicy, guys. This is not a dry piece of meat at all. And for a pork tenderloin, that is glorious. That's exactly where you want it to be. I mean, this looks like it's oven roasted. Oh, there you go. You can see the juice coming out there. There it is, right in the center. That's a good one. Wow, just really impressive. So there we go. It's proof. This is scientific proof, and you've seen it here, guys, while you've been cooking here with me, that it can be done. Oh God, this is so good. This is spectacular. Probably the best pork tenderloin I've made in a long time. Might just be because we're still in Virginia that this is working. There's some, you know, the gods here doing something great to make this still happen because we're in the South. But now, oh, jeez. And y'all have a great rest of your day, and you know, get barbecuing. Let's go.